Steiner, Todd Christensen, and Sean Salisbury for their ball game. Gentlemen.
And we welcome you to Scott Field in Starkville, Mississippi. This crowd is electric. A battle in the SEC tonight. Louisiana State and the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. A battle of two quarterbacks tonight. Matt Wyatt in trouble for Mississippi State.
But the other young man, Herb Tyler, is outstanding. Last week, 13 straight completions. He's the man that's got to step it up with Kevin Polk hurt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlie Steiner along with Todd Christensen. The big story tonight is all about somebody who is not here. Running back Kiefer McGee from Mississippi State, who passed away tragically just a couple of days before the opening of preseason practice, and his presence is certainly felt.
Kiefer McGee has missed not simply because of the fact that in 1996, prior to his hurting a knee, he was set to set an SEC record for rushing. But his aura and his presence, and chatting with Coach Jackie Sherrill yesterday, he talks about still the presence of Kiefer McGee is an issue with this team. They have certainly dedicated the season to him. You will see this evening not only burned in the grass, you'll see buttons, pins, all sorts of things that commemorate this fine young man.
Now, Mississippi State, as we mentioned, Matt Wyatt has completed only 37% of his passes so far this year. Herb Tyler from LSU, on the other hand, completed 13 passes in a row last week.
Well, Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator of LSU, is clear on the fact that he's going to make Matt Wyatt beat them. He is somebody that just has struggled over the first 2 weeks, 5 interceptions. Herb Tyler, on the other hand, has been outstanding. 15-2 as a starter since his freshman year.
We're going to analyze the two quarterbacks tonight very closely with the help of Sean Salisbury down on the field. Sean?
LSU's Herb Tyler, quarterback. Mississippi State's Matt Wyatt. We're both going to be under heavy pressure tonight. We're going to watch them. We're going to keep an eye on them throughout the night and watch what I consider to be the most underrated yet important element in college football at quarterback, and that's mechanics. We'll watch them closely and see which quarterback has the best mechanics and most consistent throughout the night, and the ones who have that will make the most plays and give their teams the best chance to win, Charlie.
Mississippi State struggling with the kickoff. Robert Isaac gets the touchback, and so Mississippi State will begin on offense, and here is their starting lineup. We told you about Matt Wyatt, who has completed only 37% of his passes. The guy you may want to watch is the wide receiver, Kevin Prentice, and a strong offensive line anchored by Robert Hicks at 350 pounds. And so here is Matt Wyatt. Last week, just 6 of 21 against Memphis State. And here's the first play from scrimmage. Robert Isaac is the I-back. 2 flankers to the top. And this is Isaac. Isaac across the 25 to the 28-yard line. Now let's meet the defense of LSU. Chuck Wiley, considered to be an overachiever by head coach Jerry DiNardo, and he is the anchor of the defense. The linebackers are relatively inexperienced, but they really like Thomas Dunson, who was in on 4 big tackles last week. Mark Roman is the anchor of the secondary. And now, after the gain of 7 by Isaac, it is 2nd down and 3. And that is Isaac in motion, leaving Greer. The sole set back, and the big fullback's got a first down across the 35, pretty near the 40-yard line. A pickup of 12.
Lynn Amity talked about the fact that they wanted to spread things out and not give them a chance to get 8 in the box. They had 3 wide receivers, so there's 7 people. So they have man on man, and they're able to get a good gap there for Nakia Greer. LSU has to jam some people in there. They're going to have to go man for man on the outside, because if they can only get 7 in the box, the physicality of the Mississippi Bulldogs is going to prevail.
Greer, only 5 carries coming into the game, and a big 12-yard burst on his first try tonight. 1st and 10 at the 39. Here's Isaac. And he's ruffled out of bounds. No gain on the play. Smith and Wesley combine on the tackle.
Flag is down.
Loss of a yard. 2nd down.
Read his lip, you can see him say holding.
Flag on the flag.
Steve Shaw Heading up this SEC crew in Starkville, Mississippi. It's been a beautiful day.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Jackie Sherrill was saying to us that he's got to play mistake-free football tonight.
One of the things here at the end of the play, take a look at Isaac, going to get shoved out of bounds. It's very important that the people on the sidelines are cognizant of this. Drop those things right now, please, because about 20-odd years ago, Bubba Smith wrapped his knee around one, ended up losing a great chunk of his career because of the fact the down marker didn't go down.
On 1st and 20, Matt Wyatt in trouble. Gets out of bounds, and boy, is he nailed by Joe Wesley. And no flag on the play.
Wow. See, one of the things that happens is that you get a little bit of a shove at the end of the play. You get a shove at the end of the play. There is a flag down, evidently, and certainly there should be. He was out of bounds by a good 4 yards.
On the defense, 15 yards, first down.
And that's an automatic first down.
Now, even though the collision is not that profound, still, you can't touch the guy when he's this far out of bounds. And Jerry DiNardo isn't happy, not necessarily with the call, but with his players not to have the savvy to be able to be cognizant of it.
Clarence LeBlanc, number 18, committed the foul. As you take a look at number 59, Kenny Mixon. So it is now first down and 10 at the 43. That is Kevin Prentice in motion. He's only 5'8" and has a world of speed. Here's Wyatt throwing. Oh, did he catch it? He may have. Matthew Butler, and he held on to it.
Protect the Butler.
Well, of course, when he makes the bump, it's going to cost him a little bit. Play action, comes across, he's there on the crossing route. Right here, he just drills the ball, pop up, and he makes a catch. It's for a short game, but one of the things that's good about this, Charlie, the last couple of weeks, the Mississippi receivers have dropped an awful lot of balls. So to catch a ball early in the game, it's going to give him a little confidence.
Confidence builder at both ends. Second down and 7 at the 46. Barely back to the line of scrimmage.
One of the things that happens here is that when you're in the interior like this, you can't afford the luxury of dancing. Take a look here at the interior. You've got the Cox situation. Now, look, the bodies are pushed back. Right there, Isaac shouldn't be hesitating. He should be cutting up right there. That's a nice play in the middle of the line by number 59, Kenny Mixon. But the point is that Isaac has to hit it up in there. You're going to see an awful lot of that when James Johnson, the reserve tailback, he's a 233-pounder. He's a north and south guy. He'll be in later.
Third down and 4. Just shy of the midfield stripe. That's Prentice in motion. And Wyatt balloons one out of bounds. Fourth down.
Here you can see the blitz. They come with 5, but part of the problem is that Mississippi State only has 3 in the pattern, and 2 of them are deep. So Wyatt knows right now he just has to get rid of the ball and salvage something, some field position, with an outstanding punter in Jeff Walker.
Boy, is he ever. We saw him booming him in practice. Snap is high, and so is the punt. Larry Foster with the fair catch at about the 13-yard line. Mississippi State fails at its first try. LSU coming up next.
You're a judge at America's most prestigious beer competition. You can't see anything. Can't see the labels. All you've got to go on is taste. So who wins the gold medal for best tasting American premium lager? Original Coors. Close your eyes and taste the one that won for taste. Original Coors.
I needed a little tune-up before heading to camp, so I decided to look up some of the fastest guys in the game, thinking we could run some drills.
Gee, Mr. Naaman, I'm sure my dad would love to come over and play.
But it would just be two-hand touch, right?
Wow, you're still alive?
Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of their numbers. So I put on my new low-to-the-ground Zoom Air shoes and went out back with some of the neighborhood kids. Still got a few bullets left in the old gun.
There's a medical emergency, but no hospital. What do you do? Build one. Leadership. Learn it now in the Army Reserve. Use it now in your career.
DC has dominated the league behind the mastery of Harkes and Echeverry, but Lawless and the Revolution are masters in their own right. New England versus DC, Tuesday at 7:30, MLS on ESPN.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by the United States Army Reserve. Be all you can be. For more information, call 1-800-USA-ARMY.
It has been a positively gorgeous day here in Starkville, Mississippi, and under nearly a full moon, this place is packed. As LSU in its first play from scrimmage, 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. The handoff is to Rondell Mealy. Mealy gains maybe a couple on the play. Now let's meet the starting lineup. Rondell Mealy will be getting a lot of action tonight, replacing the injured Kevin Falk. The wide receiver that Tyler loves to throw to is the very fast Larry Foster, and a very impressive offensive line anchored by a consensus All-American Alan Faneca, who is a junior. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. At the 17, that's Tyrone Frazier in motion. And here is Mealy, fumbled. It is picked up by the Bulldogs. Conley Earls, number 30.
Mealy evidently had not counted on getting hit so early because the ball is just a pop-up. Take a look. It's Earls gets in with them, as well as the All-American Greg Favors, and Earls does the right thing. Just fall on the ball. Don't try and pick it up and go for the touchdown. Let your offense take the short field.
LSU got crushed on turnovers. Despite winning last week 55-3 over UTEP, they turned the ball over 5 times. And now on 1st and 10, here's Isaac inside the 5. There's a flag on the play, however. This is exactly the start Mississippi State wanted. Saves the penalty. They get the big turnover, and Jackie Sherrill's team is in business.
Well, they're not the business they would have liked.
Now the illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Well, the tight end, Reginald Kelly, went a little bit too early. Now watch him go forward before the snap. He's going forward right now. That's a good call by the official. So many times now you're seeing at both the professional and college level, instead of running parallel to the line of scrimmage, they're doing that karaoke or Alaman left for you country music fans. And as a result, but you can't go forward. In that case, he did. That's a 10-yard penalty, Charlie. The 5-day game plus the 5 now they had to lose.
So it's 1st and 15 now at the 16. Here's Isaac again. And he gets nothing. Arnold Miller makes the tackle, the big junior.
One of the things that's happening here, Charlie, I really would have liked there on 1st down to go with the play action pass, because you don't want to be predictable. You're in the red zone, and it's basically here goal to goal. I know you can get a 1st down at the 1-yard line, but what happens here is that if you run, and then you go with the pass, you're not fooling anybody. Now 2nd and 14, certainly the LSU defense knows they've got to try something a little bit different.
And Mississippi State is going to take a timeout, and they've got themselves a big break. Let's see if they can capitalize when we come back.
You really want a cellular phone, but you're afraid of the service plans, activation, the true cost. So you go back and forth. Don't do that. Come into Radio Shack. We'll patiently explain everything you need to know about going cellular. You'll see that not only are cellular phones nothing to be afraid of.
Yesterday, after the 55-3 thrashing of UTEP last week, this is going to be the real first test of the season to see how good his team is. And he said he's really not sure. And now they are being tested indeed. Second down and 14. Mississippi State. Wyatt back to throw, heading for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Intended for Matthew Butler.
What ends up happening is they get exactly what they want with the 3 wide receivers. The 2 come inside. All 3 of them go with the 2 inside. And Butler is wide open. Just take your time right there. Don't try too hard. See, what ends up happening is you see you're so open, you get anxious, and you want to get in the end zone. Relax. Make the catch. If you fall down at the 1, no big deal. You got some big bodies to pound it in.
The pass was behind him a bit as well. So now on 3rd down and 14. Trips to the left. Wyatt looking left. Throwing toward the end zone, and it's incomplete, intended for Kevin Prentice.
Kevin Prentice does a nice job. What ends up, one of the things that happens here, which is a bad decision, is Wyatt has decided ahead of time to go at the corner. Prentice is covered. You can see right there, excellent coverage on the part of Chris Cummings. He's just waiting for that corner out. Prentice jumps up and says, no, we don't want a turnover. We want a shot at a 32-yard field goal because our kicker is a stud bowl.
Brian Hazelwood with 2 from beyond 50 this year, and he has put Mississippi State on the board from 32 yards away. The Bulldogs take a bite out of the Tigers.
But not the bite that they wanted, Charlie. When you figure that they got down to the 10-yard line and they have that turnover, a field goal really is a victory for LSU. They held their ground. Very costly motion penalty, because if they can come up 2nd and 4, I like their chance of getting in the end zone. Coming back to what you're talking about with regards to Jerry DiNardo, though, I thought it interesting. He talked about the UTEP situation, knowing that they were going to be outmanned, and then the 3rd game of the season, of course, was Auburn at home, so he knew they'd be fired up for that one. But this game, he said, was going to be difficult because he couldn't assess how good MSU was, and he wasn't sure about the emotional state of his particular team. So you're absolutely right. This is a game for him to be concerned about.
And the emotional state in this crowd is just a frenzy right now. Defensive coordinator for Mississippi State, Joe Lee Dunn, talking to his guys. Standing deep, Cecil Collins, 34. Rondell Mealy, number 7.
And Walker, the punter, boy, he's got a leg.
He, too. A terrific kicking team for Mississippi State. And they're going to run it out. Cecil Collins. Collins across the 20 and smashed down at the 22-yard line. Now, let's go to Mike Tirico. Mike?
Well, Charlie, some believe this would be the night that Prairie View ends the 69-game losing streak. Looked good in the early portions of the first half. Josh Barnes, wild touchdown to Dakari Lanier. But Langston has just scored. Prairie View trails by 9. Late first half. Will keep you updated.
Got to root for Prairie View.
Yeah, you do. No, you do. That'd be great if they could end that streak.
And Mississippi State wants to end a streak of its own. They have lost to LSU the last 5 meetings and 8 of their last 10. There's a flag on the play on sportsmanlike conduct against Mississippi State, and that's not the kind of a mistake that Jackie Sherrill wants to see his team make.
Take a look at the end here. This is really foolish. The man is already down. Why Edward Smith would have to go in there and take a piece of the man when he was already on the ground makes no sense whatsoever. That's a gift 15 yards for the Tigers.
A gift it is on 1st and 10. The pass is complete. Out to Larry Foster. We told you about him at the top of the show. He has been Tyler's favorite receiver.
And Foster, because of his speed, commands some respect on the outside that you can't crowd him. Look at the distance right there. Look at that gap. That's 11 yards, and Foster with a deep hook settles down at 14 yards. Great play action on the part of Herb Tyler enables him to get downfield and get open. Across midfield already is LSU.
Foster had 7 catches last week for 123 yards and a touchdown. And So now 1st and 10, and LSU on the move, and this is Rondell Mealy spinning ahead for maybe a couple of yards. Baron Simpson made the tackle from his linebacker spot.
And that carry was important for Mealy. One of the most difficult things is after you fumble, what's going to happen the next time you get your hands on the ball? Sometimes you can be a little bit tentative. Last week, of course, against UTEP, you see the numbers, put up some decent numbers, but the UTEP defense and the Mississippi State defense, obviously, there is a disparity.
And there's a good deal of pressure on Rondell Mealy and Cecil Collins as well. What with Kevin Falk sidelined with the hamstring. This is the aforementioned Mr. Mealy. Out of bounds at about the 37-yard line.
And this is a good job by Mealy simply because of the fact that you can see with a 3-man front, this is the kind of defense that should be able to read a screen. Now here Tyler tries to set up the screen, steps back and gets Mealy the ball. The situation right there. He breaks through one, stiff arms another, and is able to get downfield and set up a 3rd and short when really he had no business getting more than 2 or 3 yards. Great individual effort.
3rd down and 2 at the Mississippi State 38. First test for the Bulldog defense. And it's a completion to Larry Foster. And it's complete to the 25-yard line and a 1st down, a pickup of 13 on the play.
Once again, Herb Tyler is showing his accuracy. Maybe the 13 in a row, Charlie, last week was not a fluke. Comes out rolling to his left, gets Foster the ball. Once again, that's just too much of a gap. They're going to have to come up and start attacking a little more. Tim Nelson gives them way too much room.
1st and 10 now at the 25-yard line. LSU coming right back after their first turnover. Here's Wyatt again, throwing on the run, overthrowing the intended receiver. Larry Foster in on the play defensively in the secondary. Izell McGill.
Charlie, it looked like McGill might have got away with one there. The ball was overthrown, and I'm sure that's what the official decided was, hey, it wasn't catchable, but McGill hit him in the back before the ball arrived. But this is one of those where they do the wave over the head. No, couldn't have caught it. No foul.
McGill is playing with 2 screws in his left leg, which was broken in the spring.
Well, that evens out because you and I are broadcasting with 1 screw loose apiece.
2 for him, 2 for us. 2nd and 10. Here's Tyler in trouble, steps up. He's going to run it. And he's going to get a 1st down at the 15-yard line.
For those of you that are watching the game in front of us and thought you're seeing a replay of Donovan McNabb, no, not necessarily. This is the SEC version. Coming completely untouched, Tyler steps up. A lot of times the quarterback doesn't do that. The dog safety, in this case, number 18, Eric Brown, is not able to make the play. Tyler able to get to the outside and left. Well, there's something to be said for what coaches refer to as escapability. And sometimes it's one of those things that just can't be taught.
And when they say he's 6 feet, they are being charitable. About 5'10 and a half, really. And it was just short of the 1st down. Let's see if he got it this time, Herb Tyler.
It appears that he did, but Charlie, one of the things about that, we could sit here right now and start making a list of all the guys in the Hall of Fame that weren't fast enough, weren't tall enough, weren't heavy enough. I think the coaches, particularly Jerry DiNardo, asked the question 3 years ago. It's a 3-word question. Can you play? And at 15-2 as a starter, clearly Tyler's proven that he can.
Absolutely. He threw 13 completions in a row last week. Wasn't until about the middle of the 3rd quarter that he finally had an incompletion. Mealy and Banks in the backfield. Frazier and Foster are split. And Rondell Mealy gets nothing. And now here's something with Mike Tirico.
Boy, Charlie, something to talk about for Southern California fans. Big comeback by the Trojans. Halfback option, Lavelle Woods to Mike Costanelli. Inbounds, they say. Dicey call. Now they go for 2 for the tie. Billy Miller got it. Tie game. They've come all the way back against Washington State. About 11 minutes left.
And here it's 2nd down and 10 with 6:45 to go. First quarter, LSU on the march. Gets rid of it in a hurry into the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Larry Foster.
One of the things that Tyler does here is he's able to sense the blitz coming. He knows that it's coming, and you can see he throws quickly, and right at the last minute he's able to deliver the ball. Instead it gets sacked. Great bit of sensing it right here. Here's the guy right in his face. He knows that it's coming, and he delivers a pretty good ball, actually. And Foster does a nice job of making sure the ball is not intercepted by number 6, Anthony Darris.
Big third down play. Rondell Mealy is tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Eric Brown. Eric Brown, the second leading tackler on the team this year.
Interesting that we see him in all sorts of situations. We see him blitz him. We see him in coverage. In this case, you see him with the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He gets out of the hands of Simmons, but then Brown there to make the tackle. Last week, outstanding game. 10 tackles, 10 tackles, a sack, a fumble, and an interception.
And Wade Ritchie's field goal is good, and we are all even from 32 yards away. It's 3-3 with 6 minutes to go, and Jerry DiNardo's team has pulled even.
What's black and gold and purple all over? The Black and Gold Sports Shop, of course. Not only does Black and Gold carry the largest selection of New Orleans Saints merchandise you'll find anywhere, but we're also crazy about LSU. Find an unbeatable selection of LSU apparel, merchandise, gifts, and clothing. We have everything but the kitchen sink. Come to Black and Gold Sports Shop, conveniently located on Best between Bonneville and Causeway, and pick up a free Saints catalog. But remember, we love purple too. Mention this television ad and get a free LSU gift.
We make buying easy in the Big Easy at Bone Ford in New Orleans.
Yes, it's easy to buy the Aspire, just $79.90. Or for $13,999, drive away in the Taurus. Another easy buy for just $12,995, roll with the Mustang. And we make it easy at Truck Central, just $99.95 for the Ranger. So, where are you going to go?
Bone Ford in New Orleans, the Big Easy car buying place.
Bristol specifically to study under Dean Berman, whose forte is football rhetoric.
Drew Bledsoe, nickname. Who wants a crack at it?
Drew bled so much that he needed a transfusion.
Boring. Ms. Allen.
It's a trick question. Drew Bledsoe has no nickname.
Students are taught not just how to ask questions, but more importantly, how to ask questions about football.
Maybe a stupid question, but
There is no such thing as a stupid question, Mr. Hayes. Just stupid people that ask questions. Yes.
Does dysentery rhyme with Singletary?
3-3, 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Let's go downstairs to Sean Salisbury. Sean.
Hey, guys, we talked earlier on the top about mechanics. On the previous drive, one thing that people don't realize is that a screen is made by the quarterback using his eyes. Earlier in the drive, Herb Tyler dropped back, looked down the field to keep the backers dropping back, dished off the screen, got a good gain out of it. Keep an eye on that throughout the night because I think LSU is going to screen him quite often. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, Sean, and now here is LSU to kick it off, with Kevin Prentice and Robert Isaac standing back at the goal line. And Danny Boyd, number 83, to kick it off. Oh, Danny Boyd. Oh, that's a high, deep kick. And that is going to be a touchback. ESPN continues its college football coverage next Saturday, 12:30 Eastern Time, when the Baylor Bears travel to Ann Arbor to beat Charles Woodson and the 13th-ranked Michigan Wolverines. And then at 7:30, the 16th-ranked Tigers of Auburn battle with the Tigers of LSU. Tigers ×2 next Saturday night.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Charlie, and say that Michigan's going to be ranked a little higher than 13th now after their performance today. That was really impressive. I wouldn't have guessed that, would you?
Nor would you have guessed what UCLA did at Texas.
Oh, yeah. That was astonishing.
Here, it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And James Johnson gets nothing. And now, we talk to Jackie Sherrill about the style of play from Mississippi State.
Our game is a physical game. You know, we don't have the same finesse people other people play. And if we get into a finesse game, then we're at a disadvantage. So we have somehow to keep it physical.
And that is why they're keeping it on the ground, and with an offensive line that averages well over 300 pounds, they are trying to pound it. 2nd down and 8. And this time, Wyatt's going to throw it, and it's complete to Lamont Woodbury out at the 35-yard line, and that's a first down.
And Lamont Woodbury is one of the people that's been struggling a little bit catching the ball. He's had a couple of drops the first 2 weeks. But at 6'1" and 212 pounds, this is a young man who can make some plays. This is actually pretty good coverage, but that big body gets in the way of Cummings, and there's nothing he can do about it.
So it's first down and 10 for Mississippi State. And whistles are blowing and flags are flying. And James Johnson is stopped in his tracks, and referee Steve Shaw is going to make a call for us.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. Repeat, first down.
The second time that's happened to Mississippi State.
Ball at the 31-yard line.
Tight end, you can see, gets off just a little bit too quick. That's number 89.
Reginald Kelly.
And Reginald Kelly is the same young man that had the problems down there at the 10-yard line. Remember, he was the one that scooted a little too far forward on the motion.
First and 15. That is James Johnson. Just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. You're pretty close to it.
Back the ball at the 36.
So Georgia wins big in the SEC.
Second down and 10.
And we will keep you up to date on all the scores and highlights of the day and night. Sit back, relax, enjoy your Saturday night with us. Charlie Steiner with Todd Christensen and Sean Salisbury in Starkville, Mississippi. And here's Wyatt throwing long down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for little Kevin Prentice.
Pretty good coverage on the part of Twilley. One of the difficulties when you have just the two-man pattern is you're going to get the max protection. Twilley right with him, stride for stride. Prentice tries to push off a little bit, but here's the disadvantage of only being 150 pounds. You're not going to be anywhere near as physical as somebody who outweighs you by 30. And when would Twilley think that he'd ever cover anybody that he outweighed by 30 pounds?
Troy Twilley and Kevin Prentice. Prentice barely 150. Wyatt so far tonight, 2 of 6 for just 17 yards. It's third down and 10. Wyatt is down and out at the 30-yard line. Anthony McFarland and Mike Sutton were in on the sack.
Coming with the 4-man, take a look right in here, able to come in and penetrate, but protection breaks down. One of the difficulties here is what happens is when you get conditioned to the run block, here you are coming forward, then suddenly you have to pass block and back up. LSU able to take advantage, pin their ears back, and sack the quarterback.
McFarland, Wiley, and Sutton team up on the sack. A low punt. Bounces at the 30-yard line, and Larry Foster gets it to the 35-yard line. Now, a reminder, presenting the college football package that simply cannot be duplicated. ESPN's game plan. For $11.95, you'll see up to 10 great college football games each Saturday, not on TV in your area. Call your local cable operator or DirecTV. Sit back and enjoy our football game tonight. LSU and Mississippi State tied at 3 late in the first quarter here in Starkville, and barely a seat to be had. We're looking at Herb Tyler. When he first got to LSU, they didn't really think much of his quarterback chances. So much so that Coach Jerry DiNardo gave him jersey number 41. You don't give quarterbacks number 41 with any great expectation of being around for a while.
Evidently, when he came to LSU, Coach DiNardo was dyslexic, because now he's got it right.
Yes, he does. Here's Tyler. A lot of time throwing, and he completes it to Tyrone Frazier. Frazier is across the 45-yard line, and that's a pickup of 12 and a first down.
How many times have you heard in football, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Tyler is able to get the fake, step back in the pocket, and throw the deep hook route, this time to Frazier. Mississippi State yet to make the adjustments necessary, and Tyler right there, you can see 4 for 6, 48 yards. He's got a rhythm.
As a starter, he is 15 and 2. Tabor in motion, and this is Cecil Collins. And Collins is pretty near the 50-yard line. Take a look now at the scores among the top 25 today. Michigan, surprisingly easy over Colorado, and this score, who'd have thunk it? UCLA rebounding nicely. Arizona State surprising Miami today. And Notre Dame loses at Purdue. Boston College with an impressive comeback at home. And we'll be watching them in a couple of weeks. 2nd down and 7. At the 48-yard line. Play action, and it's complete to Foster. Foster is inside the 35 and down at the 33. Eric Daniel made the tackle, a pickup of 19 on the play.
The throw and catch you there, but watch the block at the point of attack. Watch as he comes outside and watch the cut block right there. Outstanding to get him out freely so he can clear the way, has a path. That makes it so much easier for the quarterback to get outside and throw on the run. If he has that clear path and he can see ahead of him instead of having to battle somebody and throw off his back foot. Great block on the part of number 75, Trey Langley.
Right up the gut, Cecil Collins. Let's go downstairs now to Sean Salisbury. Sean.
Guys, thanks. We're watching Herb Tyler, and what he's doing exceptionally well is you watch him play action fakes to his left throughout the night. He's getting his body around. Very difficult for a right-handed quarterback to do. He continues to do it. His balls are between the two numbers, guys, and he's rolling. Back to you, Charlie.
2nd down and 4 yards to go at the 28. LSU on the move. And this is Cecil Collins. Collins gets perhaps to the 24-yard line. And that is short of a 1st down, or is very close to it. I'll tell you about Cecil Collins now. A good year in football is maybe 1,000, 1,500 yards. A very good year is 2,000 or more. In his senior year in high school, Cecil Collins ran for 3,045 yards and rushed for 40 touchdowns in 1 year.
It's astonishing.
Short of a 1st down by 6 inches.
Hey, I meant to tell you that my senior year in high school, I didn't. That is amazing.
See the guy holding the chains?
I did. Okay. Morris Watts, the offensive coordinator for LSU, has been doing an excellent job here in this drive. And
that's me.
2 drives.
That was me. I put those socks on every Saturday morning. I put it right down there. 3rd down, and just inches away. Collins is the single setback. Foster and Frazier flanked up top. Well, let's see. Did he make it?
Rarely do you see a quarterback get that kind of second effort. It appeared that he was stopped in the interior and then he spun out. The reason I say that is because you documented Charlie 6 foot 194 and generous at that. Usually the bigger quarterbacks were able to buck and get some extra yardage, but give Tyler some credit. He spun out of what appeared to be a stuff and made it very close. And I'm thinking here at the 24-yard line, even if they are a little bit short, they'll go for it. Sure.
Well, he missed it by about 2 inches. So what does he do? Go for it?
Right there, Jerry DiNardo was saying, go for it, go for it. I mean, this is the situation. We've got big bodies. And as an offensive person, you say to yourself, look, if we can't get this, we don't deserve it anyway.
Meanwhile, defensive coordinator Joe Lee Dunn is going to stack it up on the line of scrimmage on 4th and inches. Will pitch out. On a second effort, Cecil Collins gets the 1st down. They had a chance in the backfield.
One of the things that's impressive, Charlie, there's a young man who hasn't played in a crucial situation here. 4th and an inch, you go with this guy who hasn't played much. The initial contact right there would have stopped him, but he spun out. Simpson could not wrap up, and the result is Collins breaks a couple of tackles, gets additional yardage, nearly 6 yards. Excellent run.
Jerry DiNardo now in his 3rd year at LSU, and it's 1st and 10. And the Tigers at the Mississippi State 20-yard line. Out of the eye, whistles blow. That is the end of the first quarter. That is why the whistle's blew. And LSU now tied at 3, but sitting pretty as we begin on the way to the second quarter. A big turnover for Mississippi State turned into 3 points. LSU came back with 3 of their own. We'll begin the second quarter in just a moment.
State Farm presents Rules of the Game.
Today we're talking about blocking. In this play, there's a low block by number 97 following a change of possession. Is this legal?
I'm grateful that Michael Garcia is in our lives.
State Farm, Mike Garcia speaking.
We had a house burned.
That was a tough day.
They didn't treat us as a policyholder, they treated us as a neighbor, as a friend.
I gave him a check right away. We went from there to putting the pieces back together.
He's not a hero in the sense of a sports hero or a movie star. He's a quiet hero.
He looks out for everyone in the neighborhood.
It's gone from being a slogan to really being my way of life.
Today we're talking about blocking. In this play, number 97 blocks low following a change of possession. This is a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let's go! Let's go!
As a business traveler, you can choose from thousands of places to stay. But when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. National Car Rental. Because when you join National's Emerald Club, you can bypass the counter, choose your own car, and get on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Guess which burger chain just beat McDonald's for the second year in a row in a national consumer survey? The same people that beat out Burger King. Who do people rank higher than McDonald's and Burger King? For the second year in a row, Sonic outscored them both for food quality, menu variety, and service. Sonic makes everything fresh to order, then serves it up fast and in person. So break away from the ordinary and drive into America's choice.
Sonic, driving for a change.
Oh, hi, honey.
Am I excited about Thursday? Of course, Thursday's our anniversary.
Thursday planned a trip.
Yeah, we're taking the Orient Express to spot in Thailand for bird watching. Love you too. Bye.
New Visa Platinum.
Did you go to Thailand?
For the world of purchase power for the unexpected, including that trip you never thought you'd take.
This was such a surprise.
Yeah. New Visa Platinum. It's everywhere you want to be.
First play, second quarter, LSU, 1st and 10 at the Mississippi State 20-yard line. And that is Tabor in motion. And the handoff is to Cecil Collins, and he spins his way to pretty near the 15-yard line, where he's met by the 350-pound nose guard Eric Dotson.
Morris Watson's done an outstanding job here in these, right here. That's the young man. We can't quite see the top of his head. Outstanding job here of mixing in the run and the pass with LSU in this particular series. He's put a lot of pressure on the defense because they don't quite know what to do. Do we attack here? Do we hold back? Are we in zone man? You can see right there more than 2-to-1 in yardage.
And the handoff this time. Collins is in a world of hurt. Triple teamed by Eric Brown. And Anthony Derricks, number 6, a loss of 7 on the play.
Inevitably, when you're a young running back and you haven't had as many opportunities, you want to do whatever you can to make something happen. But right here, when he runs right into Nelson, he's got to say, uh-oh, you know what? I got to cut upfield to get this over with. Instead, he goes backwards, and Derricks and Brown make the play. But there's 5 yards he could have not lost if he'd have just fallen down early on.
3rd down and 13. Anthony Derricks has been busy from his safety spot tonight. First time from the shotgun. Tyler firing toward the end zone. In and out of the hands of Larry Foster.
Take Take a look at the catch. Foster, that's a catchable ball. I mean, that is just a terrific throw by Tyler. Now, take a look. Tim Couch last week of Kentucky took advantage of this. There's no one in the middle of the field. There's no free safety. And, of course, Brown is a strong safety by trade, number 18. That is a mismatch man for man with a speedster like Foster.
Wade Ritchie from 40 yards away. No good. So the Bulldogs sidestep a bullet. And they get the ball back when we come back. 13 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the first half. Wade Ritchie missing. Wide right.
I was going to say, as you took a look at Coach DiNardo's face, he was wanting desperately to be upbeat. Take a look here. He just pushes it right. This is where the soccer-style kicker's going. Okay, hook, hook, hook. Get my natural hook back. I want it coming back. It's not coming back. Pushed it just right.
Ritchie last week made one from 32 and had one blocked from 49, and tonight he missed from 40. So here's Mississippi State 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. Wyatt sacked by Arnold Miller. Now to Mike Tirico.
Charlie, Washington State blew a lead. USC, Washington State tied at 21, not for long. Ryan Leaf to Kevin McKenzie. Watch the Sean McWashington block. That will allow McKenzie to go the distance. 4th touchdown of the night for Washington State, 3 from Southern California.
See what the Trojans have left in the final 4+ minutes. And here, clock running.
Have you seen that kid Leaf play?
Not yet.
Play? He's got a gun for an arm.
And here it's 2nd down and 17 yards to go. Oh, James Johnson nearly lost it. Lucky to hold on to it. He was met by Anthony McFarland and Joe Wesley.
Jerry DiNardo talked about the fact that field position would be a big issue. And, of course, at the 15-yard line, Mississippi State came back. The kicking game he thought would be an issue, and, of course, it is. Johnson just buries himself inside, and LSU is waiting on it. Great defense. They just plugged the holes, and Wesley with the tackle.
McFarland, 94, nearly loosened that ball.
Charlie, this is a situation where if MSU is smart, they just run the ball and punt. Their chances of getting this aren't real good.
And that's what they're doing. And James Johnson gets back pretty near to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th and 10.
It's a good call, and I say that because 3rd and 18, their chances aren't good. You throw the ball up, you might get a pick. Go with the draw play, get a couple of save yards, give yourself field position because you do have the punter with the big leg. He could save you with a satellite.
And you're also talking about an offensive unit that is lacking in confidence in his passing game. So it is 4th down, and Jeff Walker will punt it away from about his own 10. With Larry Foster standing deep. That's a high duty. Fair catch for Foster at the 31-yard line. So LSU will take over after the 46-yard punt. Tied at 3 in Starkville.
Housekeeping. Excuse me. Checking out?
Uh-huh.
We'll change the room.
Holiday Inn hotels are undergoing a $1 billion renovation to make every Holiday Inn as good as the best Holiday Inn.
Oh, you're back. Your toothbrush.
That means we're changing a lot more than the sheets. Holiday Inn, on the way.
Up here, I feel like traffic is miles away.
With the most horsepower in its class and its accommodating size.
Unlike some others, I have virtually unlimited capacity.
Yukon can make you feel invincible. Yukon by GMC. It puts you comfortably in command.
Tied at 3, 11:19 to go in the second quarter in Starkville. As Chris Cummings, quarterback for LSU, is taking a breather as his Tiger offense is on the field. 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Tyler and Collins in the backfield. And here is, fake, a nice fake at that. And the pass is complete to Larry Foster at the 25-yard line, but his knee was on the ground. Great play action.
Excellent play action. Look at the hunched over. Rex Kern was famous for that in the late 60s. Tyler wants to go to the post, but he can't. Takes advantage of the defender leaving his feet. Well, you know what? That's a nice throw. You know, Sean Salisbury was talking about mechanics earlier. He made a very cogent point. That young man is able to square his shoulders. A lot of times quarterbacks won't do that. Then they can't get anything on the ball. Tyler's able to do that.
Throwing it across his body. 2nd down and 6. Straight ahead, Cecil Collins. Now let's go down to Sean Salisbury. Sean.
Guys, we're talking about Mississippi State's offense now. Charlie, you alluded to the lack of confidence in the passing game. Well, Matt Wyatt's best friend right now could be 3 or 4 short completions, get him in a rhythm, quit working the ball down the field. If they can get him in a rhythm, the confidence of the coaches comes back. Matt Wyatt's confidence, because remember the coaches talked to us yesterday and told us that the guy's got a big league arm. So get his confidence going with some completions. Back to you, Charlie.
Completed only 37% of his passes so far this season on 3rd down and 3. Tyler overthrows his intended receiver. It is now 4th down.
Blitz off the corner, got in Tyler's face. Take a look at here he comes. Dodge safety. In fact, both cases able to get past the guard, put some pressure on him. He has to get rid of it quickly, and as a result, he overthrows it. Good call on the part of Joe Lee Dunn to put some pressure on Tyler and shake things up.
And a terrific block by Alan Faneca, the right guard. And so on 4th down, Chad Kistler to punt it away. With Robert Isaac standing back in his own 17-yard line. Whoa! Is that a cannon to the 6? Isaac is down at the 13-yard line, where Mississippi State will take over after the 55-yard punt and a 7-yard return.
At Michelin, we believe a tire that's just good in the rain isn't good enough.
Only on ESPN.
3-3 with 9:42 to go in the second quarter, and the Burger King students of the game are from LSU, Chad Kessler, the punter, who has been booming them tonight, majoring in microbiology. He's also got a 3.88 grade point average. And from Mississippi State, Eric Allen, a junior center, majoring in banking and finance. His grade point, a mere 3.62.
There's a happy man right there. Yeah, that's right. I got one off. Yeah.
Chad Kessler, he can kick, and he's smart to boot.
Stop trying to be so humble, young man. You just pounded 156 yards.
It is 1st and 10 from Mississippi State at their own 14-yard line. Isaac and Nakia Greer in the I formation, and this is Isaac looking to turn the corner. He does. Across the 20 and hit down hard at the 23-yard line by Rayon Hill.
Watch Kevin Prentice at the end give him a little bit of assistance. The reason Isaac's back in instead of Johnson is because of his speed right here. Is this a clip? Take a look. Ooh, he does. He pushes him in the back and gets away with it, but the official lets it go. Isaac at 5 yards a carry. You know, Sean Salisbury said his best friend might be a couple of completions. I think those would be good friends. His best friend if they can start getting 5-6 yards a carry.
Not that time. Isaac is manhandled by Charles Smith. He was an SEC all-freshman defensive player last year.
Once again, one of the things we talked about is trying to be a little bit creative with the things that you're doing. 2nd and 1, everybody on the planet knows that you're going to run. Why not go to play action and maybe 3rd and 1, go for it? Instead, Smith able to shoot the gap and create a 3rd and 5.
And he is a big kid. Maybe safety material on Sundays a couple of years down the road. 3rd down and 5. Let's see what Wyatt can do with his arm this time. Passing, completing to Kevin Prentice for a first down across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
We've been complimenting Tyler with his ability to roll left and make the throws. Now we have to, as they say in San Diego, Sean Salisbury told me, give him his props. Take a look at Prentice, comes downfield quickly to the outside with the out route. Nice throw, puts it right on the money for the game. That's been the problem with Wyatt. He makes tremendous throws like that, then he can make the erratic throws. He needs some consistency.
3 of 7 for 30 yards for Wyatt on 1st and 10. Flags on the play. It's like a false start against Mississippi State.
And lucky that they had the false start.
Dead ball foul. False start on the offense. First down.
Jackie Sherrill.
Take a look at the left guard in a hurry to pull, trying to get out. Take a look just before the snap. You can see pulling out just a little bit too soon is Stoney Price.
And the left tackle wasn't too far behind him either. 5 penalties, 40 yards for Mississippi State. And we are still tied at 3. And here is Robert Isaac. Run out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
They can't make a habit of this, and the reason for that is that Lynn Amity, the offensive coordinator for Mississippi State, admitted to the fact that the team speed of LSU is superior to their own. And so the idea that they can break the corner and take advantage of it isn't going to happen. The people inside and outside for LSU have the speed. What they have to do is they have to run between the tackles like they did earlier in the first quarter.
That's Lynn Amity leaning into your picture. 2nd down and 14 yards to go at the 28. Mississippi State really having a lot of difficulty offensively. Here's Wyatt throwing and overthrowing Kevin Prentice by a good 5 yards.
Kevin Prentice incomplete. Woman fully defending.
Take a look, the blitz comes, but they're able to pick it up. Here they're going to come from the top. But Isaac does a good job getting the blitzing defensive back out of the way. In this case, Rayon Hill, to allow Wyatt to have some time, but he just overthrew the corner route.
On 3rd and 14, Mississippi State 1 out of 5 in 3rd down tries tonight. And Wyatt 3 of 8. 3rd and long, trips to the left. One flanker out to the right. Wyatt has time, fires into the hands of Lamont Woodbury, but well short of the first down.
So many times people talk about the responsibility of, hey, you got to get enough for the first down. That route was too short. What's the point of that? Well, the point of that is this is a game of field position. It's 3-3 right now. So the whole idea that you're going to take a big chunk like 14 and 15 yards just doesn't make any sense. Nice catch there, 36-yard line. If it's a battle of punters, it's going to be interesting because both guys can hit some howitzers.
Jeff Walker's turn now with Larry Foster standing deep. And Foster at the 15, down at the 16. He is met by a host of red-shirted Bulldogs.
Wanda, I like a simple, straightforward car and truck commercial.
Well then, Tony, let's just tell everybody what's on sale.
Get the 98 Jeep Wrangler, just $13,990, only $13,990. And try and beat this. 0 down payment, 0 first payment, 0 acquisition, 0 taxes and fees. Just sign up and roll with Grand Cherokee Laredo, only $379 per month. Come to Tony Liuzzo Chrysler Plymouth Dodge and Jeep, 5 minutes from the causeway on the North Shore.
Scores, Sports Bar and Grill. It's all sports, all year round. Never miss a hit. Scores Sports Bar and Grill gives you the opportunity to watch over 10 sporting events at one time. And while you're at the event, enjoy delicious food from Scores' fabulous menu. The DJ turns it up after sunset, and the party goes on all night with live entertainment from the area's top recording stars.
Watch the New Orleans Hustlers take on the Louisiana Blue Knights, Sunday the 14th at Tad Gormley.
It's not that great. I mean, a 24-hour sports news network.
Yeah, sure. Scores, highlights, breaking news. Who cares? Big deal. People act like this is the second coming or something. People say, are you going to be on ESPN News? Nope. No way. Apparently, I don't fit into their little schedule. I need a new agent.
So LSU and Mississippi State are tied at 3. Jerry DiNardo said the kicking game could be the difference tonight.
I think a couple obvious matchups is our run defense against a very good Mississippi State running offense. I think another matchup is our ability offensively to balance our attack. If the numbers are such in the box where we can run the football, we need to run it. If we're outnumbered inside, then we need to be able to throw the football. And I'll be very surprised if the result of this game isn't a play in the kick game.
Well, it's been a battle of the kickers, hasn't it, Todd?
Well, it has, and the punting in particular thus far. Walker from Mississippi State, 4 punts, a 44-yard average. Kessel only the 1, but that was that 56-yard bomb. So up to this point, that has been the story of the game.
Here's Rondell Mealy. No, it's more play action, and it's just some great play action. The intended receiver was Larry Foster, but he was underthrown.
Here's a situation to where Tyler, it's one of the few bad throws that he has had. He throws right into coverage. He's very fortunate to get this one back. Here's the play action to Mealy. Tucks it underneath. Foster on the short corner, but you can see the corner is waiting on it right there. Fortunately, so nobody could get it.
May have been tipped by Tim Nelson, the free safety. 2nd down and 10. Here's Rondell Mealy, and he squirms his way across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Greg Favors made the tackle after a pickup of 6.
Greg Favors is somebody that has a chance on Sunday as a stand-up linebacker. Last year, over 100 tackles, 10.5 sacks, a preseason All-American. Already 3 sacks, Charlie, in the first 2 games. This is one of those people, the phrase that they have, I prefer to use the phrase Energizer Bunny because everybody's got a visual of that. But the coaching phrase is he's got a motor that won't quit.
3rd down and 4. Tyler is down by Greg Favors, number 56. His motor keeps on running.
This falls into hitting a coverage sack, because take a look at Favors. They're going to double team him, and he's not going to be able to get right to the quarterback right away. You see 2 people waiting on him, but Favors doesn't quit, bounces off those 2 people, and is able to get on top of Tyler. But let's give Earls an awful lot of credit for forcing him in between there.
And with that sack, he has become the most prolific sacker in the history. As a fumble, Mississippi State's got it.
That was Isaac.
Another 56-yard punt. Wow.
I want to remind you, tomorrow night at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, the expanded Sports Center with Dan Patrick and Kenny Mayne. 90 minutes. All the NFL action, all the news of the day and the week on Sports Center. Tomorrow night, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific.
First down, Bulldog.
1st down and 10 at the 22. And the handoff is to James Johnson, and he gets nothing. That is Joe Wesley making the play.
Coming into this game, James Johnson had been averaging 100 yards per game. Isaac had been averaging 90. But LSU's run defense has certainly been up to the task at this point, really stuffing the running game of MSU.
Maybe a gain of 1 to be charitable. It's 2nd down and 9. Johnson dots the I. Johnson, look at that leg power. Across the 25 to the 26, Charles Smith and Joe Wesley finally bring him down. Well, USC, close but no cigar. Penn State had an easy time with Temple today. Washington rolling over San Diego State. Maryland never in it at Florida State. Michigan wallops Memphis.
Now, Washington, Nebraska is going to be something next week, huh? Good looking game.
3rd down and 6. And we've got Tennessee and Florida coming up, too. Pass is incomplete, intended for Matthew Butler. It will be 4th down.
Rolling to the left again, but pretty good coverage on the part of LSU. Has some friends out front, pretty good protection. Throws the ball, kind of sidearms that a little bit. Never gave his receiver a chance to get the ball. Matthew Butler just a little bit short.
And here's Jeff Walker, who has been booming them tonight, with Larry Foster standing back at his own 27-yard line. Low kick. Bouncing. Bouncing. Inside the 20 and dead at about the 16-yard line. Well, LSU takes over, and we're still tied at
3. You really want a cellular phone, but you're afraid of the service plans, activation, the true cost. So you go back and forth. Don't do that. Come into Radio Shack. We'll patiently explain everything you need to know about going cellular. You'll see that not only are cellular phones nothing to be afraid of, they're actually quite friendly. Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Activate now and get a Nokia phone with a car lighter adapter for $9.99.
We are back, and the handoff to Cecil Collins across the 20 to about the 25-yard line. A pickup of about 7 on the play.
Very important here for Mississippi State to hold LSU with less than 4 minutes remaining. LSU twice as much yardage as Mississippi State, and MSU has been on the field defensively an awful long time. If they can maintain this 3-3 advantage with the home field crowd, that'll feel awfully good going in at halftime.
At the 24-yard line. Hand off to Collins across the 25 to the 26. He's short of a first down by about a yard. Derek Rush, the linebacker, makes the tackle.
25, gain of a yard. Third down.
This is not exactly what Jerry DiNardo had in mind when he came to Starkville yesterday. On 3rd and a short 2. Farley's pass, incomplete. Michael Hayes, the intended receiver.
Greg Favors is in his face. At 6'3", 228 pounds, he may not be the biggest guy, but take a look at the move that he makes right here to cut inside and get right in the face of Tyler. You can see Tyler short arms the ball, knowing that the guy's coming near his legs, and he's not able to make the big throw. Even though Favors wasn't as close as it first appeared, you can see he bothers Tyler.
Favors has 16.5 sacks in his last 14 games. Kessler's punt fielded by Isaac. Isaac is still on his feet. And finally down at about the 29-yard line. A 55-yard punt and an 8-yard return. Kessler now has had 3 punts tonight of 55, 56, and 55 yards.
And that's very impressive. Obviously the yardage, but what it has done for the defense of LSU in terms of field position for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. When you come out on the field and the other team always is having to drive 70, 75, 80 yards to score, now that's tough on the offense, and it affects their confidence.
James Johnson is the deep I-back. Greer is his blocker. And Wyatt's going to throw. He better get rid of it. He does, and it is nearly picked off the intended receiver, Kevin Prentice. Now, an update from Mike Tirico. Mike?
All right, Charlie, coming up, it is the Buick Century halftime report. We will recap the wild day for Notre Dame in West Lafayette. Good game in the Pac-10, good day for the Pac-10. Maybe one of the better games of the day happened in the conference. We'll show you Washington State highlights. And Chris Lee and Kirk, one last time with the last word from Ann Arbor. All that coming up at halftime. See you in a little bit, guys.
In 2 minutes and 28 seconds, as a matter of fact, we are tied at 3 in a defensive battle. 2nd down and 10. And here is Johnson. Knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. They'll mark it at the 35.
And Nixon
Do you get a sense, Charlie, that people just don't want to make a mistake here?
34-yard
Both teams are playing to keep from losing.
Yeah, I was going to say the phrase close to the vest comes to mind. But then again, you know, Mississippi State is not a big play team. They did have the one post pattern last week to Prentice for about a 50-yard gain. But this is a team that has to get down the field in 5, 6, 7-yard increments.
3rd down and 5. He was able to get rid of it, and he's got a first down to the tight end, Reginald Kelly. And Kelly near the midfield stripe, a pickup of 15.
Kelly in man coverage is going to come across right here and just settle down in the middle of the field. Take a look. There's nobody on him. That's what Matt Millen used to refer to as a self-check. I guess they assumed that maybe he wasn't going to. Now is he down? Take a look here. Does the knee go down? It doesn't. Look at that balance. Able to keep himself up with the left hand. That's a great job. Charlie, you've seen a lot of times where the official sometimes calls him down. Dead play. The official right on top of that, let it go.
That is just Mississippi State's 4th first down of the ball game.
Wow.
James Johnson is thrown for a loss by big Chuck Wiley.
And that's a big-time hit right there because Johnson's 6'2", 233. Wiley came across and hit him as you were taught. Here's a clinic right here. Take a look, coming right into the chin. Ooh, right in his ear hole. He drops him.
Jerry DiNardo, talking about Wiley with us yesterday, says he is an overachiever.
Well, now, you know what? You say that, and yet I'm saying to myself, this is the 4th time this guy's been a starter, and he's all SEC. He's done pretty well for whatever it is he has to work with.
2nd down and 10. Wyatt's got a lot of time. Fires and he completes it to Lamont Woodbury. Woodbury at the 40-yard line, and that's a first down. Their 5th first down of the half.
And Woodbury has been making some big-time catches and hands catches. Ball sticking in the hands today. Nice delivery on the part of Wyatt. You can see he gets whacked. Here comes Woodbury down in just the turn in. Take a look. Once again, good coverage on the part of Cummings, but the hands catch, able to bring it in.
And the other wide receiver, Kevin Prentice, cleared out the area so that that completion could be made. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. And that is Prentice, and Prentice is at the 30-yard line, very close to the first down. We are going to take a break. 43 seconds to go in the first half, and Mississippi State is on the move.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Fortune 500 companies know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Let's go!
Since the Hendrick Racing Team started using Quaker State, they finished 1-2 in the '96 Winston Cup standings. Finished 1-2-3 this year at Daytona. And they've won at Rockingham, Bristol, Martinsville, and Charlotte. Which makes you wonder, is it in their blood or in their engines? Quaker State, the quality the Hendrick Racing Team demands, the quality your car deserves.
Both these men have athlete's foot. But only one used Desinex, the soothing cure. Desinex has a dual-action formula that calms the itching and cools the burning. And Desinex is clinically proven to kill the fungus dead. So your feet feel good while they heal. Got athlete's foot? Get dual-action Desinex, the soothing cure.
Guys, the last 3 plays, Matt Wyatt, unlike early in the game, is on a roll. 3 straight completions. Here you'll see, gets his feet set, big strong guy, throws it over the top, hits Prentice for a big gain. 3 in a row. The confidence is rolling, guys. Maybe the quarterback and coach got it back. Go back up to you, Charlie.
And in those 3 passes in a row that have been complete for 35 yards. And now 7 of 14 for 73 yards. 2nd and inches at the 30-yard line. What do you do here?
This is an opportunity because you have the free play. Maybe you want to go up top, or maybe what you want to do is just go the basic draw play because everybody's assuming that you're going to throw.
Out of the I formation. Now they're just going to hand it off. And they're going to lose some yardage on the play. Robert Isaac. 2 timeouts left for Mississippi State.
Isaac makes a bad decision here. As soon as you feel like you're going to get stuck, you know it's 2nd and 1. Get back to the line of scrimmage, salvage something.
Correct. The scoreboard had 2. We have it as 1 timeout remaining. Clock running 15 seconds. Remember, Hazelwood, the punter, or the place kicker, has a huge leg, and it looks like a false start by Anthony Kapp.
I know that these are young people, but this is really poor clock management. This started with 43 seconds and 2nd and very short. Now it's turned into 3rd and about 8 and 9 with only 10 seconds remaining in the half.
Coming up at the half, the Century by Buick halftime report with Mike Tirico. 10 seconds away.
The clock is running, and they're going to have to call timeout.
Mississippi State, with 43 seconds left, had its 2nd and inches at the 30. Now they've plumb run out of timeouts with 4 seconds left.
And the face of Jackie Sherrill says it all. That really was a poor job of handling things. And now Hazelwood has to come on. He's going to be attempting, Charlie, about a 55 or 56-yard kick. And sure, he has a leg, but you want to play the percentages. I mean, at least get a little bit farther. If they get the first down, you're looking at probably somewhere between a 40 and 45-yard kick. Now the percentages, even though he's hit 2 beyond 50, certainly are not in his favor.
Hazelwood routinely warms up before the game by nailing 60-yard field goals. We were watching him do it tonight. We were talking to him yesterday. He's a very confident kid.
Let me make a point here, though, that I'm sure you're aware of. Warm-up ain't the game. There isn't a rush, and you're not in a hurry. Different story here, but he did win the Memphis State game with a big 53-yarder
at the gun. So he is used to the pressure. And this will be a 55-yard field goal try. And it would break a Memphis State or Mississippi State record.
Charlie, this is a shortened snap. This is like about 6 3/4 yards. So usually it's 7 to 8 yards. So there's a danger of this being blocked.
With Rob Morgan, the holder, from 55 yards. Just wild. And that ends a very intriguing first half. Hazelwood had the leg, but it just tailed away. We are tied at 3.
Take a look at the jump. Actually, Charlie, there's a situation where if it would have been good, maybe it would have been blocked. Look at that. Just misses off to the left, and Hazelwood knows that he's hit it far enough. Good catch and hold there. Take a look at his reaction. He thinks he might have a shot at it. And then at the last minute, he says no. Jerry DiNardo with the English. And it worked for him.
And we're tied at 3 in Starkville. Now, halftime and Mike Tirico.
All right, guys, to be brutally honest, some dreadful clock management there at the end of the half, but Mississippi State still hanging around, very similar to the Alabama game that they played last year here on ESPN. Coming up, it is the Buick Century halftime report. Bad day for the Big East, bad day for the Big 12, great day for the Big 10, great day for the Buick Century halftime report. Earlier tonight on ESPN, the Virginia Tech win Syracuse's worst start since they were 0-4 in '86. Virginia Tech's 3.
As Mississippi State will kick it off to start the second half.
Tech win Syracuse's worst start since they were 0-4 in '86. Virginia Tech's 3.
As Mississippi State will kick it off to start the second half. Standing deep, Cecil Collins and Rondell Mealy. And we are underway, tied at 3. A high, very short kick, fielded at the 15-yard line by Cecil Collins. finding a seam across the 20 to the 25-yard line, where it is 1st and 10 for the LSU Tigers. Well, it's a pretty close game, but it's not been pretty.
No, it hasn't at all. But again, if you're a team, if you're somebody who's into defense and punting, it's been an outstanding game.
But of course, we have got ourselves a 3-3 tie, and I suspect that Jackie Sherrill is probably happy with the score.
I would think he would be, simply because of the fact that his defense has played so well. I think that he would have anticipated at this point that there would have been some big plays, and LSU really hasn't up to this point had any big plays.
First play, second half. And here's the pass, and it is complete to Larry Foster across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Now let's go downstairs to Sean Salisbury.
Guys, the messages from the head coaches after half were very short and very sweet. Coach DiNardo for LSU says he's not surprised where the game is. They got to limit their mistakes. Jackie Sherrill is happy with a 3-3 score, but said they have to convert on third downs and cut off the mistakes. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, let's see what they do. LSU in their first series at the 38-yard line. And that is Tabor in motion. And the handoff is to Rondell Mealy across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Statistically speaking, in the first half,
here are the numbers that stand out right here, Charlie. Only 40 yards rushing, but especially for Mississippi State. They had been averaging coming into this game over 200 yards rushing, and so LSU's defense has been outstanding, but also gives some credit to MSU's as well. And of course, look at those punting averages. Holy cow, 55 and 46. Two very good punters.
I don't think anybody expected Mississippi State to have anywhere near the same offensive yardage in the first half as LSU did, at least coming into the game. And Mealy trips and falls near the 50-yard line and very close to a first down. Kenwan Smith in on the tackle.
Drop play to Mealy. Caught him in a three-man front. Blocking is good. Take a look at him cut back against the grain. Excellent block on the part of number 62, Tim Donnellan, to open up the hole for Mealy to get the first down.
It is a first down indeed, just shy of the midfield stripe. Two flankers way out to the top. And here is Tyler throwing and completing to Larry Foster, who nearly gets decapitated by Eric Brown. And there's a flag on the play.
Now here's the situation. McGill's got a legitimate beef. He isn't sure if the guy is down, and that's what he's saying. What's up? Is he down or isn't he? Well, of course he was, because he dropped the knee, but he didn't hear the whistle. So when Foster pops up and starts running, what's he supposed to do? Let him go?
Steve Shaw is the official tonight from the SEC.
Dead ball foul. Personal foul on the defense. 15 yards. First down.
Jackie Sherrill wondering what's up.
First of all, once again, it's a mismatch. Brown shouldn't be on Foster. There he's down, but he pounces up and he keeps running. So now what's he supposed to do? And Foster's the one right there that stuck his head inside. That's a situation where the official should have let it go. That's a poor call.
But instead, it's a big break for LSU. 7 penalties for Mississippi State tonight, 60 yards. And now the Tigers are going to call a timeout. Regroup. First and 10 at their own, or at the Mississippi State 27 when we come back.
I want a CD player that plays 5 CDs at one time, but not...
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change.
Charlie Steiner with Todd Christensen and Sean Salisbury, and not just another pretty face. It is first and 10 for the LSU Tigers, who have gone to the dogs here in the early part of the second half. And they're taking it right to the dogs. Rondell Mealy has some room. Mealy out of bounds inside the 5 at the 3. A pickup of 24. Defensive coordinator Joe Lee Dunn of Mississippi State with a look of significant concern.
Mark the ball at the
76 Adam Perry leads out, and take a look at the block that he leads Mealy with. This is the first time they've been able to get outside. Take a look at here right behind. Boy, this is a great job. So many times you see the guard pull out and not hit anybody. Not the case here. Key block and able Mealy to get inside the 5.
And here's Mealy inside the 1. Met by Anthony Derricks.
But what's happening now is that Mississippi State are on their heels a little bit, and LSU got up to the line of scrimmage very quickly. That's a good idea because they're trying to regroup. Kyle's behind the right side of the offensive line and gets down to the 1.
Mealy on this drive, 4 carries, 37 yards. Remember, he is getting the bulk of the play, what with the injury to Kevin Falk. Touchdown, LSU, Rondell Mealy.
And one of the reasons you see Jerry DiNardo really excited, besides the obvious, is the fact that LSU really asserted themselves in that front 7, and they were physical. In the first half, Charlie, LSU only rushed for 40 yards. And so on that particular drive, when Mealy started to assert himself and the offensive line started banging some bodies, boy, that thrills a head coach.
And now with the extra point, LSU has a 7-point lead. Rondell Mealy capping off a 7-play, 74-yard drive. LSU had only 40 yards of rushing in the first half, but in their first series of plays in the second half, Rondell Mealy, number 7, 5 carries and 38 yards, sitting next to quarterback Herb Tyler. It is 10-3 LSU. And a deep kick, a yard into the end zone, fielded by Robert Isaac. Isaac reaches the 20, and that's about all. So a 7-play, 74-yard drive. And Rondell Mealy was the man in 2 key plays in this drive.
Well, the first key play, of course, is the 9-yard catch by Foster. Makes the catch, bounces up, and then he headbutts Izell McGill. McGill retaliates, and he's the one that gets the 15-yarder. Then, of course, Mealy goes left with a big run to set up his own 1-yard touchdown run. 5 carries for 38 yards in that drive. In the entire first half, LSU only had 40 yards.
And so now here's Mississippi State, their first series of the second half, and that is James Johnson across the 25 to the 26.
Izell McGill on the sidelines can't feel very happy about that, about his penalty, and yet at the same time, he's saying to himself, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't hear the whistle. The guy's running. It appears that he's going to try and do something. Plus, he comes with the head under my chin. So what am I supposed to do?
It is 2nd down and 4. James Johnson with 9 carries, 30 yards tonight. Deep in the I formation, and that is Johnson again. Turning the corner, Johnson gets the first down across the 30. Mark Roman, the free safety, made the tackle.
One of the things they forced here for LSU is that LSU only has 6 in the box. And so they're able to get outside some good lead blocks. And Johnson at 6'2", 233 pounds. Roman comes up and makes the tackle. But he gets an additional 4 yards right at the point of impact to get the first beyond the 30.
James Johnson, he's a load, 6'2" and 233. 1st and 10 at the 30. Here's Johnson again. Johnson maybe a yard this time. Brought down by the interior.
But, Charlie, what Mississippi State is doing is right. This is their strength. This is what they've been doing. This is what brought them here, is running between the tackles with these 2 young people, Isaac and Johnson. You can't throw that away just because you're down 10-3, and Jackie Sherrill understands that.
They have got a huge offensive line. From left to right, Anthony Kapp is 333 pounds. Stoney Price, 289. The center, Eric Allen, 282. Randy Thomas is 295. And Robert Hicks is 345. 2nd down and 9. And again, out of the eye. Nakia Greer is the blocking back. This time, Wyatt's going to throw. No, he's not either. Brought down by Kenny Mixon. Third sack of the night for the LSU Tigers.
One of the problems here is Kenny Mixon. There's a three-front man. They come with the four-man rush. He's just able to beat his man. Actually, the tackle gets knocked off. He's not doing a bad job. In this case, Anthony Kapp, but he gets knocked off his man, thus the sack from Mixon.
A loss of about 10 on the play. 3rd and 20. So the Tigers with 3 sacks on the night. Passing underneath to Prentice, and he gets to the 20. No gain on the play. Once again, Mark Roman makes the tackle. There is a flag on the field. A lot of flags tonight. And mostly against Mississippi State.
Really had a problem with the penalties, Charlie, but it seems like that Mississippi State has come up 3rd and more than 10 on at least 4 different occasions. And you know what? If you're Florida's offense, you have 5 wide receivers, maybe you can overcome that. But Mississippi State's offense is not designed to overcome 3rd and very long.
Jeff Walker on to punt it away, with Larry Foster standing back at his own 37-yard line. Oh, that's a beauty. Man, can these kids kick. And Foster is still over at the 20-yard line.
And man, can these kids cover. So many times you have a situation where you outkick the coverage, but in that case, Eugene Clinton stride for stride with the punt.
Thursday, 7:30 Eastern, the weekend kickoff show. Start your college football weekend early. After that, the 12th-ranked Hurricanes of Miami travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers. All the action brought to you by ESPN, your home for college football. And now here's LSU's 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line following a 59-yard punt. The handoff is to Cecil Collins across the 25-yard line, and Barron Simpson makes the tackle. Interesting story about Barron Simpson. He wasn't even supposed to be a starter this year. Ernest Garner was. Ernest Garner, 260-pound outside linebacker, came down with a rare blood disease in spring practice. And so Barron Simpson has come on and taken his place in a big way. Simpson, 2 sacks last week. He's their leading tackler so far this season. And the pitch out to Collins, and he nearly busted it. Instead, he busted down at about the 33 by Kendall Robertson.
Part of the problem now, Charlie, is they're starting to establish themselves in the front 7. All of those all-SEC and all-American offensive linemen may not have shown their wares there in the first half, but they're really starting to assert themselves here in the 3rd quarter.
And so that was good for the first down by Collins. And Collins, of course, getting an awful lot of playing time tonight. What with the injury to Kevin Falk. Tabor in motion. And down he goes. Conley Earls with the sack. And Earls has been a very imposing figure on that line tonight.
That's the biggest number 30 I've ever seen in my life. And one of the things that he does so well is that he does not buy into the play-action fake. You can see he's not running out there with the back, and that's part of the design. They think that they're going to fool some defensive linemen, not Earls in this case. Am I wrong? Isn't that the biggest number 30 you've ever seen? 30 is usually a running back or defensive back.
He is 6'1" and 257 pounds. And the defense is making its presence felt. James Greer gets Collins in the backfield, and you begin to sense an emotional momentum switch here.
Well, you're going to see Greer right here. It appears that he's just completely untouched. He comes in and the guard escapes. They're trying to get a draw play, but for whatever reason, they just decide to let him go. And the running back saying, you know what, fellas, that's not what I had in mind.
Greer back from a knee injury. He missed 8 games last year. 6'6", 331 pounds. It is 3rd and 24. Tyler in trouble. Tyler.
This is a great...
Gets out of trouble. And finally is brought down at the 23.
This is a great play, Charlie, and the reason I say that, not because of the yardage, a flag is down, but because he's in. Mississippi State does a great job of reading the screen. The flag down, that could be a personal foul. How costly would that be for Mississippi State?
The referee, Steve Shaws. He has been a very busy man tonight.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, 15 yards, first down.
Tim Nelson, the safety at the end of the play, it appeared wanted to get the forearm in. Now Tyler avoids this. Watch at the end. Watch the right there with the forearm. Just completely unnecessary trying to psych people out. You just don't do that. That's just not good poise. Watch Nelson right there. It is. Comes with the forearm. And you can see Tyler's not very happy about it. Costly penalties for the Bulldogs this evening.
It would have been a punt situation. Instead, it's first down, and LSU is going to capitalize. There's another flag on the play. Now it's getting sloppy out there. Tim Nelson holding this time against LSU. Jerry DiNardo in his third year at LSU.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
You can hear the crowd booing. This isn't the NBA, and there aren't make good calls, and so what ends up happening is the people are booing because they're thinking that that might be what it is, but it isn't.
And they're not screaming Lou. Jackie Sherrill looks on as his team trails by 7. This field is juiced. And right now, that's Cecil Collins across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Anthony Derricks is in on the tackle, and James Greer.
Collins shows some good feet, and of course that's what the coaches said about him, is that he had a little wiggle to him. You can see it there.
Derricks, the junior from Forest, Mississippi. Second down and about 7 to go. Here's Tyler throwing and completing to Larry Foster into Mississippi State territory.
After by Tim Nelson, Kendall Wilkerson.
At the 47.
Foster comes up on Nelson. For whatever reason, Nelson's just looking in the backfield. He comes out in the flat. You can see he did step out of bounds. Showed some courage there stepping back in. Nelson having a problem.
It's a first down, and they will mark it at the 48-yard line of Mississippi State. Tim Nelson, who we were watching in film yesterday, a very aggressive hitter. And his over-aggression has cost the Bulldogs as the Tigers continue their march. Tyler's down. Eric Brown was in on the play. And James Greer.
Brown comes on the blitz from the top. You can see him right here. He's going to come in, and when you have play action, he's not buying into it. He's right on top of the quarterback, and Tyler has no chance. Charlie, a key statistic at this point right now. LSU has only 2 penalties for 16 yards. The last one we just saw, 1 of 2 is the holding. Mississippi State 8 for 75. Very, very costly.
Second down and 14 yards to go. Long passes complete to Abram Booty. And that is very close to a first down, about a yard shy.
They came with a 6-man rush, and as a result, Izell McGill is put out on an island with the deep hook pattern. And as you mentioned, a great catch for the first time tonight. The coach opts for the booty call, and he comes through.
We're down to 1.
And Herb Tyler really took a pounding on that completion. Third and less than 1 at the 37. And here is Collins. He turns the corner, and he may go. Collins down the sideline will score.
Charlie, they say he's going to be
out of bounds at the 3. Just stepped out of bounds at the three.
What ends up happening is that Mississippi State is trying desperately to stop something. These people are going to sell out. They're coming up. They want to come up and make a play, and as soon as they don't make a play, there's nobody left in the secondary. And Collins shows his speed, hustling across just at the last minute. There you see the foot out of bounds at the last minute, forcing him is number 24, Kendall Robertson, but a huge play for the LSU offense.
And here's Tyler. Wide open touchdown for Nell Hampton, the tight end.
And what a great fake. What a great fake. All night long, Tyler's play-action fakes have been outstanding. And what a great opportunity to do it on first down.
And you look back at that personal foul late hit that continued this drive and allowed LSU to score.
Well, on both touchdown drives, there were costly personal fouls. In the one case, of course, it was questionable. The second one, there was no reason for it on 3rd and 24.
Wade Ritchie makes it 17-3. And Tim Nelson can only wonder what might have been. Vernell Hankton with his second reception of the year and his first touchdown. Getting a lot of help from Mississippi State, and a couple of very costly Bulldog penalties have opened up a 2-touchdown lead, and here's Danny Boyd to kick it off with Prentice and Isaac standing deep. Prentice at the 1. Prentice across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Sean Salisbury. Sean?
Guys, we talked earlier about, we've been talking all night about the mechanics of the quarterback. Herb Tyler is winning that war right now, and a big part of it is his ball handling. He's running great play-action fakes, great naked boots. He's keeping linebackers at home, and after he does that, guys, his shoulders and hips are up the field, making great throws, particularly to his left. Ball handling's a big part of it. Let me take it up to you guys who are handling it well, too, Charlie.
He's pretty near perfect, Tyler is in the second half. 5 for 5, 47 yards. And that is Tim Nelson, who committed that most inopportune personal foul that allowed LSU to continue the drive. What would have been 4th down. Trailing by 14, they're still going to run it. This is Robert Isaac across the 25. And now, Mike Tirico. Mike?
Well, Charlie, we talked about how this could be the night for Prairie View, which has lost 69 consecutive games, down 19-10. Looks like they were going to get within 3 with this 4th quarter touchdown, but you saw the hanky called back for holding. About 3 minutes left, 4th quarter. Prairie View trails by 9, but they have the ball.
And here, Mississippi State is trailing by 14. 2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line. The handoff is to Robert Isaac. Isaac across the 25 and down at about the, they got to mark it around the 30-yard line.
One of the things here, Charlie, I know down 2 touchdowns, there's nothing wrong with this. They need to get a first down. Prior to this drive, LSU in this quarter alone had 82 yards rushing. Mississippi State now with those 2 rushes has 8. They didn't have any yards coming into this particular drive. It's 2:50 and counting in this particular quarter, but you know what? There's time. There's still time.
3rd down, a little more than 1. That's Kelly in motion. And the handoff is to Isaac, and he's got a first down. He needed to get to the 31. He's going to mark it down at about the 34. Mike Sutton made the tackle.
Good job of the interior line and with the trap. Take a look at what's going to happen up here. The thing that I find surprising, though, is the fact that when you have 3rd and 1 like that, situation where you go to a guy that's 5'8", 166, but yet he got the first down.
He also got a great block from the fullback, Nakia Greer. That opened up the hole and got the Bulldogs their first down. With Kelly in motion. Here again is Isaac. Isaac across the 35 to about the 36. Maybe a gain of 3 on the play. Rayon Hill made the tackle, and Isaac's a bit slow to get up. In fact, he's not getting up.
Ball is marked at the 35-yard line. Gain of a yard.
See right there, it didn't appear there was anything particularly strange. Maybe he had the wind knocked out or something that's been common today, Charlie. An awful lot of cramps throughout all the games that I've been watching on TV prior to today.
Well, it's also very warm here tonight. And the humidity is beginning to kick in as well. You can see the perspiration on Jackie Sherrill's face. And looks more like an arm or shoulder, the left one. So Isaac comes out. He had carried the ball the last 4 plays for a total of 15 yards, and James Johnson checks back in. Lamont Woodbury is flanking way out to the left side. And Prentice down at the bottom of your screen. That's Prentice in motion. 2nd and 8. Here's Johnson. And Johnson's got some room across the 40, 45, 50-yard line. Steps out of bounds. And that's a first down. Flag on the play. But the way things have been going for the Bulldogs, it is holding.
Just when they get something going. That's the 9th penalty now on Mississippi State. And coming into this game, that was a concern. Last week they had a dozen, Charlie.
Here's Steve Shaw.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
Well, they had LSU stopped deep in LSU's territory and allowed the Tigers to continue their drive. Now they get some offense going, some momentum going, and they commit a penalty. They're 9th for 85 yards. 2nd down and 16. At the 27-yard line. It's going to throw. Has time. Over the sideline, and it is complete to Prentice. Prentice is near the 50-yard line. They'll mark it at the 47, and that is a first down.
Troy Twilley's going to kick himself here because he thought he had the pick. He mistimes his jump, goes out of bounds, and Roman really makes right there a touchdown-saving tackle. Short corner move. Pretty good throw here, as I say, the mistimed jump. This is going to be their new go-to guy. They really like the speed and the catching ability of Kevin Prentice.
He had a 47-yard touchdown pass reception last week. Here's Johnson. Pick up of maybe 3 on the play. And now here's Sean Salisbury with an injury update. Sean?
Guys, the injury report on Robert Isaac is dislocated shoulder. He wants to go back. They popped it back in, and the trainers fully expect him to return. Back to you, Charlie.
I was going to say, Charlie, the only guy I've ever heard that was that tough is a guy that played quarterback for the Chargers, Salisbury. Anyway, I can't think of his last name. But that's the guy that was tough enough to go back in with a dislocated shoulder. I'm impressed with Isaac.
2nd down and 9. Isaac's only 165 pounds. 2nd and 9. That's Prentice in motion. Play action. Still on his feet. Throws it away. So Matt Wyatt looking a bit like Herb Tyler on that play.
And Cummings defending.
Putting on the pressure is number 59, Kenny Mixon.
They're down to 9.
Almost brings him down, but it's enough to bother him, and McFarland finishes the job as he whacks Wyatt to the ground.
That is Robert Isaac, who has been doing the bulk of the running for Mississippi State.
Boy, oh boy, a tough kid. Jeez.
3rd down and 9. 4 wides, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Wyatt's in trouble. Wyatt running for his life. Throwing and completed down to the 20-yard line to Matthew Butler. Wow. Matt Wyatt needed that completion.
Matt Wyatt is not going to make anybody forget John Elway, even though he does wear number 7. His foot speed is limited, you think, when you force him out of the pocket. But take a look at the flick of the wrist. That is just an absolutely beautiful throw. Right on the money to number 23, Matthew Butler, and he likes what he sees.
1st and 10. At the 17-yard line. And Johnson on with 1 second left in the third quarter, and suddenly some momentum, much needed momentum for the Bulldogs.
Big bodies. If he doesn't collide to the back of his blocker, he might get some extra yardage. Take a look. There's his following his fullback, number 39, Dennis McKinley. Collides right there. Tries to get back in bounds, but you can see clearly that his foot was already out.
1 second left in the third quarter. It is second down and 6.
Play action fade right here, Charlie. Would be huge.
At the 13-yard line. Instead, they're going to give it to Johnson, and Johnson to the 10. As we have come to the end of the third quarter. And how appropriate that there's a flag on the play to end the third quarter.
But this time it's against LSU. It's offsides, and certainly Mississippi State is going to take that because they'll get the down over plus the 5 yards.
And that's exactly what Steve Shaw is explaining to quarterback Matt Wyatt on what has been the final play of the third quarter.
Offside on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. If he's second down, we will extend the period for 1 down.
Well, since the quarter can't end on a defensive penalty, this gives MSU another opportunity. I'm telling you, Charlie, second and 1.5. I really like a play action.
This is a free play,
especially to the tight end. The tight end has been big for these people in the first 2 games. Exactly.
81. They're at the bottom of the screen. Instead, they're going to hand it off. Johnson. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. It will be close. We have come to the end of the third quarter. And here in the third, Mealy. And a touchdown pass to Hankton gave LSU their 17-3 lead, but Mississippi State is not out of it. Only in So the Mississippi State Bulldogs have something going here. It is third down and less than 1 at the 7-yard line of LSU. And everybody is bunched up tight on the line of scrimmage. Johnson is the deep back in the I formation. Johnson's got the first down inside the 5 to the 2.
Charlie, I know this sounds strange to some who have watched a lot of football, but it was really a good thing that they didn't get the first down back there on the measurement, because now you don't want to be first and goal at the 8. You'd rather be first and goal at the 3 or 4, and now that's exactly what happened. You got the 6'2", 233-pounder, and I'm thinking right now that the offensive brain trust, not Cognoscetti, but brain trust of Mississippi State is thinking 4-down territory, we're going for a touchdown here.
Full house backfield. Johnson short of the goal line at the 1.
The reason I say that is even though there's plenty of time for them to score the requisite 14 or 17 points to get ahead, they have the big bodies. They have asserted themselves and said that we need to be physical right here, and that limp isn't good because Isaac's not 100% either. He needs to shake that off because you know he's getting the ball here.
Johnson had 132 yards in the first game this season, 69 last week. Second and goal inside the 1. The sneak did not get in. He's about 6 inches shy.
But what that may have done is that may have given Johnson a chance to shake it off. He could have said in the huddle, listen, I'm limping a little bit. We got to go another direction. Now third down gives him a chance to shake off whatever the minor cramp is, or somebody stepped on his foot and say, okay, I'm good to go now. Give me the ball and bust it in. Because, Charlie, this is 4-down territory right here. Unless they have a big loss here, they're not going to kick a field goal.
LSU head coach Jerry DiNardo can only look and see that the ball is about 6 inches from the goal line. To the up back, McKinley, flag on the play, touchdown, it holds up.
Charlie, the same guy that threw the flag signaled touchdown, so my guess is that LSU was offside.
Offsides on the defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
How appropriate it is that Mississippi State scores a touchdown on a flag by LSU.
Well, now they got the swinging gate. And they get back inside.
Which never fools anybody.
I hate to tell you this, but in 1974, my freshman year, Utah State fooled BYU.
You're dating yourself. And it's blocked. And it's 17-9.
That is
Mark Roman with the block. And Mississippi State, whenever they get to the point of getting back into this game, they find a way to take a step backwards. Let's watch the block.
Take jumps over the top, actually steps on the back of number 78, Anthony Capp. What an outstanding play. He's able to get away with it.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by Burger King, where you can get your burgers right.
The touchdown has sparked this crowd in Starksville, 17-9, but the missed extra point could come back to haunt the Bulldogs. Jeff Walker's kick, high and short this time, fielded by Cecil Collins. Collins 15, 20, 25, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down at about the 33-yard line. Let's take a look at the missed extra point and watch number 51, offensive guard Alan Smith.
Alan Smith right here is going to be an unwitting accomplice to Roman. Watch what he does is he actually shoves him into the play. Look at the push right there. That enables him to get up. Look how high he is. He actually blocks that with his arm pit. Smith didn't know any better, and he's able to get a foot on Cap, and up he goes to block. That could be a huge play later in the fourth quarter.
Mark Roman with the blocked extra point. 1st and 10 at the 34. And the handoff to Cecil Collins, and he has been a busy man tonight. Collins picks up maybe 2 or 3 on the play. Again, LSU without Kevin Falk, having pulled the hamstring last week, and there's really no telling when he's going to come back. And Collins, in his first appearance for LSU, 15 carries and 80 yards tonight.
Right here, Morris Watts, the offensive coordinator for LSU. This is a big series for them. Charlie, they can't afford the luxury of going 3 and out because the momentum right now is all Mississippi State's.
So you would think they're going to run the ball a lot, and they're going to give it to Collins a lot. Collins has busted it, and Collins is gone. He is out at the 3, and he is -1 shoe.
Well, I got to tell you, you say to yourself that's not a big deal. It certainly is. You got cleats and a pad. You're running kind of like Chester from Gunsmoke, once again, to date myself. The situation here is he's able to break through. Great blocking at the point of attack. Take a look and see when he loses his shoe. Where does he lose his shoe? Right there. Right there. Now, you can see he's got a gimpy. The left foot's kind of coming up and down, up and down. That enables right there, number 5. Eric Daniels slows him down, and Izell McGill is able to knock him out. The sock foot, rather, out at the 4.
And Mealy scores the touchdown. So after Collins rushes 60 yards, Mealy adds the 2 and the touch.
And Charlie, when I said that Morris Watts had to make some calls, I'm sure he didn't think it was going to be that simple. He was going to pitch out and just be able to take away the momentum. Mealy just runs through the tacklers. Great effort. But let's face it, that's Collins' touchdown right there.
And the extra point is good. LSU strikes right back. 16 carries, 140 yards for Cecil Collins.
Lease the Mazda SE5 for $159 a month.
Next Saturday night, Tigers Tango in Baton Rouge. Auburn LSU next Saturday night at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Cecil Collins in his first game as a running back for LSU, 160 yards. Correction, 140 yards, 60 on that breakaway run. And the kickoff will be a touchback. And now downstairs, Sean Salisbury. Sean?
Hey, guys, you talk about Cecil Collins. What a difference a week makes. Last week, suspended, did not play, was in the doghouse. We talked to Coach DiNardo, and he said, you know, this guy is sitting on the fence. He can go one way or go the other. Well, guys, there's only one way he's going tonight, and that's directly towards the end zone. Tell you what, he's got a bright future. They're not doing too much of missing Falk tonight. Back to you, Charlie.
From the doghouse to the penthouse in 60 easy yards in one shoe. Cecil Collins, and again, Kevin Falk is out, and we don't know how long, but it was a fairly serious pulled hamstring. But they're not missing much with Cecil Collins and Rondell Mealy. And now Mississippi State is in big trouble. And the pass is complete to Matthew Butler, and Butler is about the 27-yard line. And now Mike Tirico. Mike?
Well, Charlie, it's over, and it still continues. The Prairie View losing streak has reached 70, down 9, late to Langston. A futile effort to mount a comeback in this interception. They play Southern next week. Southern right now is tied in overtime with Arkansas Pine Bluff, of interest to our Baton Rouge viewers.
I have an opinion on that, Charlie, which is that once you lose 50 in a row, you should be odd to have a 3-point conversion. So if they could have scored, you know, they could have tied it up.
And here's a wide open Lamont Woodbury to the 45-yard line and a first down. Pickup of 18 on the play.
One of the things that impressed me about Coach DiNardo is the fact that this is a guy who is a straight shooter, very candid about his players, as you mentioned with regards to Collins. The only guy that might be as happy as Collins on the field right now is that man. He's got to be very pleased with what he saw, because every time he talked about how good he was, he said, hey, you're talking about potential, you know, and sometimes that's a 9-letter word. But Collins has certainly fulfilled a lot of it this evening.
First and 10 at the 45, and Robert Isaac, dislocated shoulder and all, is back in the lineup, and he is gang tackled. To follow up on LSU, it was Nakia Greer, I believe. Greer, 31. Was there to pick up a couple of yards. But to pick up the thought on DiNardo, he said with the loss of Falk, they weren't going to change their offensive game plan. They were going to go with what they had, and boy, they paid off in a big way.
Well, I think there's a temptation to say, hey, they didn't miss him at all. They certainly did, because they know that he's the stone star. But they obviously know there's some other people that can make some contributions.
They are deep at that tailback spot, and here's the pass incomplete, intended for Kevin Prentice at the 45-yard line.
You can see right there at the end of the play, Wyatt goes, yeah, I know, I should have lofted that one. I threw it a little bit behind you. Had Prentice on the deep end and had him open, but he had to slide back, try and make the catch, and wasn't able to do it.
Kevin Prentice had a 97-yard kickoff return last week and a 47-yard touchdown pass. 2 touchdowns in three times that he had the ball last week. Has been pretty well stymied here tonight. He is the 5'9" and 150 pounds. And look at the rushing yardage in the second half for LSU. And Wyatt's in big trouble. Throwing across his body, lost it out of bounds. Wisely.
Good decision.
Wyatt's pass intended for Cooper, incomplete.
Well, it's 4th down and about 8 yards to go.
Well, 10 minutes left in the game. Mississippi State, he doesn't have to force a play there. They're still within 2 scores. But this is where the onus falls on the shoulders of the defense. They cannot afford the luxury of letting him have the running yards they've had the last couple of series. Mississippi State's going to have to start putting 7, 8, maybe even 9 in the box to stop LSU, because you know that LSU is going to stay on the ground primarily.
And so Jeff Walker, who has been booming them all night, averaging 48.3, and that's pretty near that. And it's fielded at the 20-yard line by Larry Foster. There is a flag on the play.
I would guess that they're going to refuse that, simply because you don't want. Walker had a terrible punt. They got it on the 19-yard line. Why give him an opportunity to hit one of those big ones?
And they're going to decline it.
Holding on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. It's going to
This
be first
Monday
down.
night and every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Time. It's NFL Prime Monday with Mike Tirico and a cast of thousands. A look back on the weekend games plus soundtracks and inside analysis. And then at 9 Eastern on ABC, Monday Night Football in Dallas as the Cowboys host the Eagles fresh off their upset victory over the Packers. Troy Aikman and the boys still smarting from their loss to the Cardinals. That's this Monday night. And at this moment, Rondell Mealy is across the 30 to about the 34-yard line and a first down.
Good lead block ahead of Mealy by number 44, Robert Tyler. Gives him an opportunity to get the first down. Charlie, we just discussed this. Here's a situation where if Mississippi State at this point, 24-9, gets beat by a play-action play where the guy goes to the post, well, that's the way it goes. But right now, you know, you've got to jam it in there and see if you can stop the run. And the way they're set up right now with the 3 tight end set, it's obvious that that's not a passing set.
And Mealy is the tailback, and whistles are blown and flags are flying, and it looks like a false start. Steve Shaw's gotten more face time than anybody tonight.
Encroachment on the offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So what are you saying now? He's going to get his own series. His Q rating just went up.
29-yard line.
Well, Jackie Sherrill has enjoyed more pleasant evenings. His team has been loaded with mistakes. 1st and 15. Pitch out to Mealy. Mealy nearly busts it across the 40 to the 42. He's about 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down. Pick up a 13 on the play. Derek Rush made the tackle.
Charlie, I guess it's easy to say that maybe Mississippi State is tired, but that's the exact same play that they ran on first down. I mean, nothing overly creative here. They just go with the toss sweep. They have the 2 tight ends to one side. You got to figure that that's where they're going to go, but he gets the good lead blocks, gets nearly 13 yards on the run, and Mississippi State is either fatigued or, boy, they're really back on their heels. Same play again.
And here's Mealy. He's got the first down across the 45 to the 47.
Tackle by Simpson and Dodson. 46-yard line.
So Mealy now with 78 yards on the night, and Cecil Collins with 140. 218 yards of rushing for LSU.
178 yards of it, Charlie, in this half.
Mississippi State is wearing down. Hand off to the up-back, Tony Banks. Banks, a true freshman, became the first freshman since 1993 to score a touchdown. First fullback to score a touchdown last week.
And he's got to savor that carry. Didn't Jerry Donato tell us yesterday that the fullbacks last year combined to have 1 carry?
Mm-hmm. 1 carry, no yards from the fullback position last year.
That's something out of the John McKay school. And the fullback said to him, hey, I want to carry the ball. And he'd say, well, you can come up to the office and see it.
Touch it and put it back before you leave.
That's right.
7.5 left in the game. Oh, look at this. Look at Tyler. Inside the 40-yard line. Derek Rush made the tackle.
3 straight running plays to the left side, and what are you going to do if you're the defense? Of course you're going to commit to that side. Herb Tyler goes on the naked boot, and all the pursuit is to the one side, which enables him to find a lot of open grass. Good call.
First down and 10 after a pickup of 14 on the play. The pitch out to Rondell Mealy, and Mealy is to the 35-yard line. Tackled by Barron Simpson. You see the DW on the back of these helmets for LSU? David Watkins are those initials. Watkins, former tight end at LSU, came down with a heart disease, and he is back home in Louisiana awaiting a heart transplant. And so, of course, all of the LSU players are wishing him the best, as they are honoring him by wearing the initials on their helmets. He was able to get it away in time to Mealy. At the 32-yard line, a pickup of about 3 or 4 on the play.
Issue here is to whether or not the quarterback, Tyler, was on the ground when he made the pitch. Take a look. Is his knee on the ground as they pitch it? Nope, he just got it off. Just enough. His hip almost touched the ground, but not quite. So good non-call by the official.
So it is 3rd down and pretty near 4 yards to go. Call it a long 3. Let's get to the 29. Casey Taylor in motion. And here is Mealy, and he is stopped short.
That was Mealy.
James Greer, number 90, and on the tackle.
I think as effectively as they've been running the ball, though, Charlie, here at 4th down, you're looking at about a 48, maybe 49-yard field goal here, and I'm thinking that LSU will probably bleed the clock down and give it a shot here. 4th and about 2.5, 3 yards.
Or just plain go for it. And that is looking like what is going to happen. Mealy, flag on the play.
No play. Flags on the ground.
Well, if it's against Mississippi State, it'll be a 1st down.
Dead ball foul. Encroachment on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Now that's a different story. Now you're back at the 37-yard line. Now, here do you attempt a 54-yard field goal with the chance of it being blocked? Or do you punt it down?
Or do you just still go for it?
Wow. That's surprising.
They're leading by 15.
Here's what could happen here, Charlie. I'm guessing here, obviously, and that is that maybe they're just going to let the clock run down, take the 5-yard penalty, and punt.
Of course, LSU is in no hurry. And that is exactly what Jerry DiNardo is going to do. And so, how about another flag? 5 more yards, and they'll punt it away.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Chad Kessler is on for LSU. He was our Burger King student of the night.
Sure, he's a punter. He's got plenty of time to study. Doesn't have to go to all the same meetings.
He's not getting his brains rattled around too often either. His 3.8 grade point average. And Tim Nelson is standing deep, and that punt goes deep into the end zone. 4:37 left, and LSU is sitting pretty.
Which continues tomorrow at 4, only on ESPN.
Tomorrow, all that stands between Cal Ripken the O's and a division crown is one last bomber attack. Yankees-Orioles, the Sunday night baseball game of the week. Tomorrow at 8, only on ESPN.
Well, Mississippi State is going to have to pull out all that's left in their bag of tricks, trailing by 15 with 4 minutes and 38 seconds left. It is 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, following the punt by Kessler. From the shotgun for the first time tonight. Firing over the middle, and it is complete to Kevin Prentice. And Sean Salisbury, they look like a fairly exhausted lot, Mississippi State does.
Yeah, Charlie, they sure do. And while they may look physically exhausted, which I think they are, they also may be mentally and emotionally drained. As we talked at the top about Kiefer McGee, the great running back, and he won't soon be forgotten. They've been riding that emotion for a long time. Encased in the locker room is his shrine, his number, and his name down here burned into the turf. He's got the helmet with the names and the jerseys on it. And once again, the turf down here. This is not painted, guys. This is burned in. The locker room, once again, we see the locker room. It's encased in plexiglass, and there's a constant reminder to these players. So this emotion won't just ride for these 3 weeks, guys. He'll ride through this season and far beyond, because he wasn't just a great football player. He was a wonderful, wonderful person, and Jackie Sherrill stated that to us yesterday. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, there's a flag on the play with 3:57 to go.
Well, I was surprised, frankly, because I've known Jackie quite a while, and how he was moved by the discussion of Kiefer McGee. In fact, Charlie, you had asked him a question at one point, and finally he just looked at us and said, let's talk about something else.
I can't go there now. This is a man who's certainly been in the college football business a good long time. He's about 54 years old. Texas A&M and Pittsburgh before that. And so he is a rough and ready kind of guy, is Jackie Sherrill, but he is very emotional when it comes to Kiefer McGee. The pass is overthrown, intended for Matthew Butler.
Wyatt's pass, and for Butler incomplete.
And so, Mississippi State physically and emotionally drawn. Of course, they got off to a 2-0 start, but didn't play particularly well in their opener against Memphis, and then last week against Kentucky. And it all seems to have caught up to them now. 2nd and 15, 3:41 to go from the shotgun. Lofting it down the sideline, incomplete, intended for Kevin Prentice.
Wyatt's pass, and for Prentice incomplete. Donaldson.
Jackie Sherrill, all they can do is look on.
You know, I think he's got to be happy, though, with the play of Wyatt. You know, the first 2 weeks, he was just absolutely, you know, off his game. You know, 5 interceptions, 37%. Tonight, he's made some tremendous throws. Has not had, I believe he hasn't been picked off tonight, which, of course, goes a long way toward being improved. 14 for 26, 166 yards. So he's a young man that is going the right direction.
After a couple of miserable games, Wyatt has turned it around a bit tonight, but he underthrows right on cue Kevin Prentice.
Wyatt pass, intended for Prentice incomplete.
It is 4th down and 15 yards to go.
Those throws and the slips, those are always the indications of fatigue. So you got to give LSU a lot of credit coming into a strange place where all the momentum and all the attention is heaped on the home club, and to be able to stop them the way they have, kudos to the defense of the Tigers.
And what Jerry DiNardo said to us before the game about what a real test tonight's game would be for him and his ball club. And it appears as if LSU has passed with flying colors. Next Saturday, ESPN2 has a college football triple-header for you. It begins at 12:30 Eastern when the Washington State Cougars meet the Fighting Illini. And then at 6, the Green Wave of Tulane battle the Orangemen of Syracuse. And then at 9, the Air Force Falcons and the Rams of Colorado on ESPN2, your home of college football.
Charlie, Washington State, I remember about a week ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, Lee Corso said that he thought by the end of the year, how's this for a statement?
Hand off to Cecil Collins.
He said that by the end of the year, he thought that Ryan Leaf would be a better pro prospect than Peyton Manning. Now, you know, that can be so much hyperbole, but up to this point, that young man has proven himself to be a really quality quarterback, so that should be a good-looking ball game.
Holding against LSU. Excuse me. Hyperbole and Corso in the same sentence?
Kind of like salt and pepper.
And so another flag on the play, and Jerry DiNardo can relax a bit. His team has the ball and a big lead.
Ball is at the 15-yard line.
And now have a look at the Visa players of the game for tonight. For LSU, Cecil Collins, 16 carries, 140 yards, including a 60-yard burst that pretty well put this game on ice. And for Mississippi State, the quarterback, Matt Wyatt, is our Visa player of the game. And we'll be back to put a wrap on this ball game in just a moment. Rich Eisen and Linda Cohn are standing by in the studios waiting for this game to come to an end, and Sports Center is coming around the corner. Meanwhile, LSU has the ball with a little less than 3 minutes to go. 2nd down and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And the handoff to Cecil Collins. And Collins picks up nearly 10 on the play. And Mississippi State is going to call a timeout. And don't we just love it?
For Mississippi.
The pitch out to Cecil Collins, and Collins keeps rumbling to pretty near the 40-yard line, and hopefully Mississippi State is out of timeouts. Now, downstairs to Sean Salisbury.
Thanks, guys. Let's put a close on this mechanics. We talked about both quarterbacks and how important it would be. Matt Wyatt improved, but Herb Tyler played impeccably well. Used his feet, used his shoulders, used his head, used his eyes, did everything right tonight. Used everything right tonight mechanically. He moved out to his left, bootleg left, got everything facing upfield. He did it all right. He didn't have to carry it by himself. He made enough plays to what? Put them in front, keep them in front, and inevitably win the football game. And it was fun to watch a guy make those plays tonight, Charlie and Todd.
Tyler 11 for 17, 116 yards, and 1 touchdown. He doesn't throw long, but he throws accurately. Last week he was 14 of 17. Tonight, 11 of 17. And Collins has 19 carries and 165 yards.
I think the word for Tyler that you hear all the time, quarterbacks of his ilk, is economical.
He's consistent, and he does not tend to throw long, but then again, he doesn't have to. Thursday, 7:30 Eastern Time. The weekend kickoff show starts your college football weekend early. After that, the 12th-ranked Hurricanes of Miami travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Panthers. All the action brought to you by ESPN, your home for college football. So it is 1st and 10 for LSU. Just trying to run out the final 2:39, and here's Collins again. He has become quite a workhorse tonight. John Hilliard made the tackle.
You know, Charlie, while we compliment Tyler in terms of how well he has done, the reality is that here in the second half, 32 plays, 27 of them running plays for 229 yards. So a lot of credit has to go to the guys up front for LSU. Guys with the names of Faneca, McClure, Perry, Jackson, Langley, and Hankton. You know, the front five did an outstanding job, particularly here in the second stanza.
The quarterback, Wyatt, Mississippi State, can only look on in the final 2 minutes of the game. And here is Collins across the 45 to the 46. Coming into the game, Mississippi State felt that if they were going to win this game, they were going to have to do it on the ground. But in turn, LSU has beaten them at their own game.
I think that LSU really learned a lot about themselves this evening. You know, when you play a team like UTEP and you win 55-3, a lot of times you can't really tell about your team. Then you come into a hostile place minus arguably your best player. Boy, it's got to be gratifying when these young people come through as they have this evening.
Cecil Collins has been the star of the show. The deep back in the I formation, going to carry one more time. And he is met by Izell McGill as well as Larry Campbell. And it is now 4th down.
You saw Jerry DiNardo say, no, relax. I don't know that it's so much that they're going to go for it. I think once again he's going to let the clock fall down and then put the punting team out on the field.
Collins tonight, 22 carries and 172 yards. And Jerry DiNardo likes what he has seen. So the clock will run down. They'll take 5 yards and they'll presumably punt it away. Yeah, they will, as Chad Kessler gets a pat on the back from his coach. Brooklyn-born Jerry DiNardo. Kind of unusual to see a head football coach from LSU talk like a New Yorker.
But they still have those great GEAUX Tigers.
Yeah, they do.
I think those are cool.
On 4th down, Kessler's punt. Another beauty. Boy, this kid's got a leg.
58 yards.
Right into the end zone for a touchback, and Mississippi State's got 25 seconds, and we are 88 and out the gate.
This is how good a leg he's got. Okay, if a guy pumps it and just pumps into the end zone, you say, hey, no big deal, look at that, that's a terrible net.
Well, still a 38-yard net.
That's pretty good.
His 4th punt tonight of 55 yards or more.
Wow.
And he's got a 3.88 grade point average.
You know what?
In microbiology, no less.
Yeah, you know what? I was kidding earlier about him and his studies, but you know what? That is so impressive.
I had about half that. I didn't play a lick. Pass is intercepted by Troy Twilley. And Twilley's got it. And finally steps out of bounds at about the 17-yard line with 14 seconds left. Well, it's a happy ending for Troy Twilley, who was nailed for 2 personal foul penalties last week and really got a dressing down from his coach, Jerry DiNardo. And Twilley with the big INT on Mississippi State's first and only turnover of the night. And that is game, set, and match. So we'll get one play and call it a night. LSU plays Auburn next week, an ESPN game at 6 or 7:30 Eastern time. And Mississippi State has South Carolina next week. And so Jerry DiNardo and his LSU Tigers are now 2-0. He wanted to make a statement here in Starkville tonight, and he did. He had some questions about his team, the character and strength of his guys, and the questions have been answered. As DiNardo and Cheryl say goodnight, we will too. It was an impressive evening for the LSU Tigers, and in particular, Clarence Collins. And the defense of LSU simply too much. Final score, 24-9, LSU. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. We'll see you next week.
Early. Florida State 35, Clemson 28. Bobby Bowden gets win number 200 as coach at Florida State. And again, Terry Bowden will go for win number 39. Residents in College Football Scoreboard Show is over for now. We will be back following LSU and Auburn. Let's get you down to Cajun country. Ron Franklin and Mike Gottfried now to put the exclamation on what was an absolutely fantastic Saturday of college football. Fellas?
Football is religion in the SEC. On Saturdays, large open-air cathedrals welcome all true believers. In Baton Rouge, the procession of faithful winds its way through the congregation. Few services can compare with evening vigil on a Saturday night at LSU. The rivalry between Auburn and LSU has at times brought to mind Old Testament fire. Remember the night the earth literally moved. LSU's fourth down heroics registered earthquake-sized tremors throughout Tiger Stadium. Then the comeback like no other. 5 Auburn interceptions, 3 returned for touchdown, all in the fourth quarter as the Warriors in blue rose from the ashes in glorious victory. And last year on the Plains, a firestorm filled the skies. In final judgment, LSU denied Auburn at the gates of a heavenly finish. Again tonight, Auburn, LSU. Amen.
Dick says, if you like that, you haven't seen anything yet. Stay tuned.
Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as the Auburn Tigers, the number 12 ranked team in the nation, take the field, and from the North Tunnel, the number 10th ranked Tigers of LSU. Head coach Terry Bowden and his Auburn Tigers off to a 2-0 start. When you come to Baton Rouge on a Saturday night in SEC football, you know one thing. They come from the small towns, the cities, the bayou, and also the smallest parishes around. They're going to have a good time. They want this guy right here to have a good time tonight. Kevin Falk has been plagued by an injury to his hamstring, and the question is still, will he see action tonight against the Auburn Tigers? Hi, everybody. Rod Franklin, along with Mike Gottfried, my sidekick every Saturday night, and we welcome you very warmly to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it is just that for Saturday evening prime time here on ESPN. Well, Mike, Kevin Falk, the big question here tonight. Will he play in this ball game? LSU off to a roaring 2-0 start. What do they do with him, or particularly without him?
Well, with him, they get a great back. Without him, they've got Cecil the Diesel Collins, who ran wild last week against Mississippi State. And they also have Rondell Mealy, so they've got great tailbacks. But I think the whole ball game and their whole season lays on this man's shoulders right here, Herb Tyler. 16-2 as a starter. I think they'd like to open it up a little bit more. They'd like to throw a little bit more down here at LSU, and they feel like he's ready to go to the next level as a quarterback.